February the 19th, 2019. We're looking at the Space Weather Center. This is from the National Weather Service and NOAA, because space weather affects Earth's weather. Every drop of rain, every gust of wind is affected by what's going on in our solar system. It's called space weather. Now, what I want to talk about in this video, if we scale down, you notice we're looking at the real-time solar wind speed. It gives you a couple of different things: density, speed, temperature. And in the purple line, we're looking at solar wind speed. Now, your average is around 325, guys, right there in the scale. If you look right there, that's kind of your average speed. It'll dip lower than that. And then when we see the solar stream increase due to a coronal opening or coronal hole on the surface of the sun that's Earth facing, we see this jump up. Each time it does that, we will see an increase in earthquakes because of the increased pressure. Now, you notice that we're at a very low solar wind speed now, if you look all the way to the right of this chart. And right there, we're down probably around 320 or 310 or 315 right in this area. And what's dangerous about that is if you're about to get a jump in solar wind speed, the greater the difference. In other words, the lower the wind speed is just before you have an assault from a solar or a coronal opening in the sun, the pressure is at a greater difference, if that makes sense. In other words, from going from low to high very quickly, we've seen some of the larger quakes. Now, I'm not saying we're going to have a super large quake because of this coronal hole. It's not like an X-flare striking us. But if about 3 weeks ago, I was watching this and we were putting up the post over on our website at BP Headline News. And I was saying, guys, we are watching a solar wind speed event approach the planet. We had solar wind speed, and it jumped up to about 600, which this scale will rise this afternoon and tonight. As you see right here at the top, it will raise up to where it can go up to, we've seen this thing bust 1,200, 1,300 kilometers per second. Now, when you're dealing with 500 kilometers per second, guys, you're like over 1 million miles an hour, very fast. So, again, the lower the solar wind speed is, when one of these solar wind events hit, the greater the difference is in the rise. But again, 2 or 3 weeks ago, as we watched it came in, we had, and I put up a video about it. We talked about it. I think we put the pictures up that you're looking at now from then, as far as the solar wind speed. And I put a warning out, and the 6.6 came in. The solar wind speed was not this low at that point. So I'm kind of concerned about that. And I'll show you the article that we've been watching. As we look at space weather, it's one of the links on our website. It's always been there. It says solar wind approaches Earth. A stream of solar wind is about to hit Earth's magnetic field. That's our shields. Estimated time of arrival, February 20th. A lot of this time is UTC, guys. We're very close to February 20th if you go to Universal Time. The gaseous materials flowing from a equatorial fissure in the sun's atmosphere. Arctic sky watchers also can expect minor geomagnetic storms and auroras mixed with bright moonlight when the fast-moving stream arrives. Remember, we're having the ending of this supermoon they call the snow moon. But it's been so overcast here in the south, guys, it's nothing but clouds and a lot of rain. Let's take a look at that, what they call the trans-equatorial fissure. And this is it. This is from the Solar Dynamics Observatory, another link that's always been at the top of our websites, both BP Earthwatch and BP Headlines News, next to earthquakes. Why? Because it's so important. But you see these darker images here? It's like a clear day on the sun. In other words, the solar magnetic canopy is open in these areas. And what that means, if you look at, say, this area here, you'll see magnetic lines of force rise and then come back down like an arc. Inside that magnetic canopy, the energy rises, transfers back into the surface of the sun. Here, it just comes straight out. Now, this is an Earth-facing image. Solar Dynamics Observatory is positioned. It's a satellite that gives us this Earth-facing perspective. So what happens when you see this, the solar wind still takes a couple of days to reach 93 million miles, which is 1 AU, the average distance between the sun and the Earth, for it to reach our planet. So they're expecting it. They were the initial reports that it was going to be coming in possibly earlier, but here we are, and I think that before midnight we're going to see a jump in this solar wind speed, and I think we need to watch very carefully for earthquakes. Now we go back to the last event. This is the chart we were watching. Notice we had the rise in solar wind speed, then we had this drop. And what happened, if you notice, this was on December the 20th, 2018. And this was part of the information we were getting. Notice your timestamp, also December 20th, 2018. The quake, when this solar wind struck, was initially a 7.3. They later lowered it to the 6.6. We were talking about a lot of aftershocks in that area. And that's just kind of the opening between Kamchatka and the Bering Sea, part of Russia there on the left. But this was out at sea. And at that time, we were watching for any buoy information, and that area does not have a lot, and there was nothing showing. But again, initial 7.3 from that change from the solar wind speed to what we're possibly watching for tonight. But guys, again, the links are on our website here. And if you look at the left side, you can come down. You've got earthquakes, the SDO, which was the Solar Dynamics Observatory, where we saw the picture of the sun. And if you come down to space weather here, guys, it will go link you into your solar wind speeds to where you can watch the solar wind speed rise. And what you would do, click on space weather right there. It will take you here. Now you notice we have very low solar wind speed, 309.95 space weather. Click on, you have the ACE satellite and Discover. Now Discover is the newer satellite, and I use it a lot. I've used ACE also, but if you click on Discover Satellite here, that's going to take you here, again, to Space Weather Prediction Center, real-time solar wind speed. And it will show you exactly in real time what's going on. You will see this rise tonight as we get closer to that UTC time, midnight, and watch for pressure on the quakes. Let's go back to the website a moment. If you notice, earthquakes is at the top of our list. Solar Dynamics Observatory is second, but you can watch the quakes here. You can actually set up alerts for different strengths of earthquakes that you will get in your email from that point. Also, check out the breaking news article at the very top of the page. It's amazing. Also, guys, we are waiting for a new shipment of the Lexapure water filters. We sold the My Patriot Supply out through Christmas. Now, in a couple weeks, we should have them back in. But what they've done, and guys, when you support My Patriot Supply, it supports our channel. And you know our main channel got taken down from YouTube. And so this has got us through 5 or 6 years. I think this may be the second or third time our channel has gone down. So their support over all this time at My Patriot Supply has kept us going. Best survival food, best water filtration systems, best seeds, non-GMO seeds. But what they've got now for you guys that have, and hundreds and hundreds of you bought the Alexa Pure water filter last year. These water filters are on sale. They're normally $119, $89. That's really 1.8 cents a gallon. I put 2 cents there, but 1.8 cents a gallon, guys. It's $1 in the store. This is the best filter on the market, so take advantage of it. You can also go down if you buy the 4-pack, but 5,000 gallons of water for $89, 1.8 cents. Again, I said 2. To average it out, you cannot beat it. That would save your family's life for a long period of time. Even if you consume 3 or 4 gallons a day, divide that by 5,000, you'll see what I'm talking about. And the Alexa Pure filter system can hold up to 4 of these. But we appreciate it, guys. Again, check out this top video. It's very worth your while. It's a heads up. Be safe.